Hi there. Welcome to another session of Experiments with Love. I am in India again this week, and I'm grateful for all your comments and those of you who wrote in and shared your experiences with last week's session. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. I'm still in the process of replying to some of you. I'm grateful for the fact that this has been helpful and that the session and whatever I shared about acceptance, self acceptance, both in the email as well as the meditation, it resonated for you. And I look forward to more such sessions. I'm hoping another session like that would be today. um, yeah, self acceptance really is such a core, important element in when we do our work, our inner work. It's such an important core element. It's both sort of a starting point and a midpoint and an end point, along with everything else that we're doing. This week, I really want to focus on forgiveness. And again, the focus will be on us, on ourselves, because it's almost like before I'm able to forgive someone else, no matter how long ago the incident was or how deep the wound may have been, I need to first start by forgiving myself. And I know that one of the questions that immediately can come up, which first came up for me when I was introduced to the idea of self forgiveness, was, but I'm nothing to forgive myself for. Somebody else did the damage or made me feel bad or whatever it is that they might have done in our perception. But the fact is that there is an always equal and opposite sort of response, reaction, where we blame ourselves for allowing something bad to happen to ourselves. It may be really unconscious, but the fact is we tend to blame ourselves and guilt ourselves almost as an automatic reaction, almost on autopilot. And sometimes the unraveling of a reaction or the unraveling of some really negative turn of events that has happened, if we want to end it, if we want to simplify it, if we want to roll back the carpets and put everything back in and, just go back before the time anything negative happened, the starting point has to begin with ourselves. Because when I'm able to forgive myself or even start on that road to forgiving myself, I uncover a lot more truth, a lot more understanding of why things unraveled the way they did, or how my reaction or my inner conversations may have contributed to my inner turmoil. Let's take an example, perhaps. An example that's persistently coming to mind is a very personal one, and that's about early abuse. It could be verbal abuse, it could be emotional abuse, it could be physical abuse, it could be a combination. But what tends to happen, or what happened in my case, is when there was some abuse very early in my childhood, I suppressed it because I wasn't ready to deal with it. But as I grew up, there was a lot of shame around it. And that shame is usually really closely linked with, how did I not do better? How did I not take care of myself? Well, the fact is I wasn't in a position to take care of myself because I was young and I wasn't equipped to take care of myself the way I would today. And so the first step is to acknowledge that that conversation took place at some point. And it's a tough one. It's a hard example that I've chosen, but I hope that I hope you don't have a similar instance, but I also hope that it evokes something in you, which evokes truths in you, which brings some truths for you to face. And face doesn't necessarily mean like it's a bad thing, but it's great news because it allows things to surface that we wouldn't ordinarily think of, which wouldn't ordinarily have a reason to come up. So I invite you to allow whatever is showing up to show up right now and we'll let go of it, and we will calm down these feelings, and we will allow ourselves um, to look at ourselves with compassion. And it doesn't matter whether we had the opportunity and we did the wrong thing, or we did the wrong thing but the outcome turned out wrong. It could be any, endless combinations of things that are possible. But let's remember, what has happened. It is in the past, and the only thing holding on to something, whether it's something I did or whether it's something someone else did, is if I hold on to it, it just makes it that much harder for me to move on. It's like carrying 100-pound load and trying to climb a high mountain. I would try to carry a really light baggage, right? So whatever I don't need, let me unload that in the process of my inner journey. So that's essentially what this process is. And it's not complicated at all. In fact, the more I simplify, the more truths are allowed to emerge. So let's go forward with this reminder and this understanding. Okay, so let's sit comfortably and close our eyes. A lot was said that might have stirred up something in you. So I want you to just take a few moments and take a few breaths and just calm yourself through breath. Allow yourself to breathe through your nose or your mouth, whatever is feeling comfortable right now, to bring yourself to equilibrium. This is a process of inner healing. So let's remember to be incredibly compassionate to ourselves. There is no judgment here. There is no shoulds, no rights or wrongs. Everything just is. And we're observers and spectators. And we're also deep healers of ourselves. Imagine as you're sitting down and grounding yourselves and calming yourself down, that you're covered in a cloak from head to toe, like a conical tent that you're inside. And it's a cloak of protection. It's a little camp for your inner healing. Imagine whatever color comes to mind. Feel this cloak shimmering and shining, glistening with its magical protection, with its divine protective powers. The tip of your head, the crown of your head, the center of your crown is connected to the top of the cloak. Feel a light shooting up from your crown through the cone, making that connection really strong. Now we go inside this tent in your mind and see your spine connected with the top of your head and the top of this tent. Let's turn our attention inward to our body now. We'll do a quick body scan. As you breathe lightly, turn your attention to the top of your head again, the point at which you feel the connection with your protective cloak. And from that point on, take your attention from the tip of your crown to the ear, to both your ears, across the top of your head, across your forehead, the back of your head. Take it through your face, your entire face, your eyes, your nose, your cheeks, your lips, your chin, your throat. And feel this body scan creating a little bubble for your face. Your front and back are encased in a protective bubble. As we move to the throat, the front and back of your neck, your shoulders, both your shoulders, your arms, your left and your right arm, your elbows, your wrists, your fingers, your torso, your chest, your stomach, front and back of your torso, up until your waist. Feel another protective bubble going from your throat, your neck, all the way to your waist, encasing you in protection. Now observe your waist, your thighs, your buttocks, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet, down to your toes, and feel two bubbles connecting both your feet right to your waist. So your whole body is completely protected inside this protective cloak. Let us now ask for divine help and guidance as we begin the work of forgiveness. Feel energy downloading into each of these bubbles, the face bubble, your torso bubble, your feet, your legs, those two bubbles, and inside your cloak as a whole. Feel energy downloading wherever it needs to go within your body, to whatever part of the body the energy needs to go. As and when instances come up, remember to witness them without getting re-involved in them. Remember to breathe deeply. Exhale to let go of past hurt. We do not have to work too hard and solve every problem today. Let us aim to find that place of compassion and forgiveness for ourselves today. As deep healing work continues within each bubble of your face, your torso, and your legs. Allow yourself to feel great compassion and forgiveness for any perceived mistakes that you have made, anything that might be coming up for you right now. Each time your inner critic rears her head, tell her, not now. I am healing right now. We will talk later. Allow soft gentleness, reassurance, and loving kindness to envelop each of your bubbles. If you're needing any other kind energies, call for them at this time. We will now pay special attention to your torso bubble. Let's encase your torso bubble with brilliant green energy. Let's fill your torso bubble with green energy, which is a special kind of healing energy. Let us give special kind attention to your stomach, which is encased inside your torso bubble, allowing only healing to take place. Allow this sense of peace and calm to descend across your entire body as this deep healing work is taking place. This healing will make it easier to let go. It will take away the persistent sticky energy that often accompanies hurt and loss and pain and makes it harder to forgive. The stickiness that glues our ego in place will dissipate. Keep breathing as this deep healing takes place. As this healing takes place in your torso, let's take our attention to your face bubble. Let's fill your face bubble with some brilliant white energy. You want your face bubble to be cleared of all past trauma that may be sitting there, any past hurt, any past feelings of envy or jealousy, or any past feelings of pain or hurt or loss to be removed. To totally disappear. Your face bubble will feel lighter. We will now direct attention to both your leg bubbles, the two bubbles where your waist down up until your feet are encased. Let's send some brilliant white light to your feet and now infuse a little bit of green energy for grounding it. May all energies, all sticky energies, all energies that are getting in the way of forgiveness be released. May they disappear. Thank you, your work here is done. Take a deep breath, inhale, and exhale with your mouth, letting go. Again, inhale and exhale, letting go. We now apply blue energy on all three bubbles to seal this healing. Now imagine each of these bubbles slowly disappearing. You don't feel like you're in a bubble anymore. The face bubble is disappearing. Your stomach bubble, your torso bubble is disappearing. Lighter and lighter. And your feet bubble as well. The leg bubbles are also disappearing. You're still held within a protective cloak, which is connected to the top of your head. Still downloading divine healing. Within this cloak, we will focus on creating a forgiving energy. Say a little prayer to yourself, acknowledging any past hurts you may have committed willingly or unwillingly against yourself. Ask yourself for forgiveness and then forgive yourself. Commit to forgiving yourself endlessly, unconditionally, because that's what leads to self-love. Unconditional self-love is not conditional on correct action or good outcome. Love is love, and forgiveness is one side of love. It may be initially difficult, you may feel a resistance, you may feel a hesitance. There is no need to suppress it or hide it, or feel any guilt towards this feeling. This is perfectly normal. But continue to breathe love and forgiveness. You have to rebuild the trust with yourself, which will take some time. if there has been a breach of trust in your relationship with yourself. Commit to yourself to build a new level of trust. Tell yourself that you love yourself. Smile as you tell yourself that you love yourself. You will now feel the protective cloak becoming lighter and lighter until it eventually disappears. You're always protected by the divine and by higher powers. You are invincible and untouchable. You are safe and protected. You are enough. You are powerful beyond measure. You are loved. Tell yourself that you love yourself. Take your name and tell yourself that you love yourself. Tell yourself that you forgive yourself for past hurts, known and unknown, committed against yourself and others. Allow space for forgiveness, which is unconnected with responsibility or accountability. Forgiveness is forgiveness. There are no ifs and buts. There are no conditions. We will first find the road to forgiveness for ourselves. And then our load will be so light that forgiving anyone else will be so much easier. And forgiveness is the ultimate act of self-love. Imagine yellow rays of sun all around you, shining right on your face, and smile. Feel the warmth of this glorious, shining, loving sun. And as you smile, open your eyes and welcome back. I hope you found this session helpful. I would encourage you to do this meditation as often as you need to. I would suggest that you do it at least once a week. And if it's been really helpful and you found that you made some headway today, I would encourage you to do it almost every day or every other day this week, because the power of healing can be multiplied when we do this meditation over and over. As always, I would really love to hear from you. Please tell me how this meditation felt for you. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. I will be back in Canada and my next meditation will be back. It'll be live again and I will be sharing more information in my email. Thank you so much and stay blessed.